Hi, my name is Joey Accardo. I'm the Technical Manager for Epiroc Surface and Exploration Drills in the U.S. And in this segment, we're going to look at how to choose the correct lubricants and greases for your machine utilizing the maintenance manuals, and in this case, more specifically, the lubricating and greases instructions. Let's take a look. One of the first things we notice when we're looking at this manual is that we have a statement of safety. This is critical in handling many of these chemicals, oils, and things like that, both for the people using them and for the environment. It's always a good idea to have a good look here and familiarize yourself with the importance of safety. One of the biggest things that we run into, and most common sources of issue regarding lubricants, is incorrectly specified temperatures for lubricants. So in this case, we want to look at the temperature zone that the machine is going to be operating in. For instance, we have Arctic, normal, and tropical. And sometimes there's sub-equipment decisions that get made there. For instance, Arctic for DTH machines. Many climates in the US fall into the normal category. However, there are some that exist on either end, both in Arctic and in tropical based on temperature. So it's good to keep in mind where we're working and when, and make sure that we're specifying those fluids correctly. Let's look at an example of that. Here we can see that on DTH machines, or down the hole, utilizing a two-stage compressor, machines operating below -10 degrees Celsius or 14 degrees Fahrenheit should be utilizing compressor oil S or par oil S. Anything operating above -10 degrees or 14 degrees Fahrenheit should be utilizing compressor S extreme. This is really important to make sure that we're utilizing the correct oils so that we're minimizing the wear and tear on the equipment. Let's look at another example like rock drill oil. We do reference the COP rock drill oil here, and this is a good option. But in other circumstances, we may want to use something different. And if that's the case, as you can see, there's a note here that says to see the specification in the maintenance manual for the COP rock drill or DHR rotation unit. Let's go ahead and look at an SC25 as an example. Looking at the rock drill oil and the maintenance instructions for the COP SC25 is relatively straightforward. We're going to go to the table of contents and navigate to the lubrication section. In a paper manual, you would turn to the appropriate page number. In the digital versions, we're able to just click the page numbers. So let's go ahead and look at the hydraulic and lubricant recommendations. And that takes us straight to page 55, where we can see the table of temperatures and viscosities of oil recommended for a hydraulic fluid, as well as pneumatic tool oil, which would be our rock drill oil. We can look at the ambient temperature. In this case of -10 to +20 degrees would give us an oil viscosity of 68 to 100 ISO. And as we get into higher temperatures, we go to a thicker oil, and lower temperatures to a thinner oil. We also specify specific values that the oil must meet. It's a good idea to talk to your oil supplier about this to make sure that the oil is suitable for use in this application. The Epiroc part numbers are also available at the bottom if there's any confusion. Another lubricant that we want to make sure is correct for the machine is the lubricating grease used in the DHR6 rotary head. Let's have a look at an example of that and why it's so important. In this case, we have a grease that is used to lubricate the inside of the rotary head. One of the things that we want to take close note of is the drop point temperature of the grease. This is the temperature at which the grease will actually melt off of a surface. And in this case, if this is too low, which many greases are, the rotary head will not see sufficient lubrication and the seals and bearings can be damaged. We can see the base oil viscosity and the operating temperature that this is stated to run in. There's no need to deviate from this. Follow the instructions and you'll have good service life. DocMine contains a large amount of information, and if you ever need any help finding it, feel free to reach out to your local Epiroc service center or distributor partner.